we humans tend to receive negative feedback very sensitively. Why? Because
What's up, AventisLearning? You are listening to the final episode of AventisLearning Season 2. I'm your host, 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲, and for those of you trying to find your way around the corporate ocean or trying to #up your game with a career, this is where you should be. For today's episode, we'll be discussing a very sticky situation. Imagine this. You're being asked to confront a colleague regarding the bad habit that has been going on for quite a while now. Maybe the bad habit is coming into the office late. Or maybe the bad habit is their references to inappropriate jokes. How do we deliver this negative feedback to them without hurting them or the relationship with them? Let's find out. Our guest for today is a personal and organizational effectiveness trainer, as well as a certified behavioral and career consultant. He's also a behavioral therapist who helps people to improve their mental health. Let's welcome Ivan for everyone. Some people get naturally offended. Is it even possible to give feedback that won't hurt them?
of course you can. Basically, you have to understand where you're coming from, okay? And you need to know what is the purpose of giving the feedback. We do not just want to give the feedback for the sake of giving feedback. We want to know, hey, why are we giving feedback to this person? For example, if I'm giving feedback to you, right? So I want to help you to grow. What are the areas that you may be lacking that needs to fill the gap? So this is where I want to share with you, hey, Myra, these are the areas that you can improve from there. So give the benefit, show the benefit, and illustrate the benefit to the recipient.
I think like just about any human, like we are afraid of receiving negative feedback. But like, could you help us unpack why is it that we feel this way? Like, why are we so afraid of getting that negative feedback from people?
Okay, are you naturally feel offended if you receive negative feedback?
A bit.
A bit? Why is it so? Because we humans tend to receive negative feedback very sensitively. Why? Because most of us would have some bad experience in the past. So naturally, we will react to it. But how can we change it? By changing our mindset. Telling ourselves that, hey, why is it am I receiving this feedback? It's not because of the person just want to attack us, but rather the person is trying to help us to improve. Okay, you have to change the perspective in the sense that, hey, the feedback is given to me so that I can make the changes, I can improve. I may not realize that, hey, these are the areas that are not good. So when I receive the feedback, I will know, oh, okay, it's an awareness and a realization. And from the awareness, then you learn to accept that, hey, these are the areas that I need to change. Then this is where you want to embrace the moment to receive it and make the change.
When we give negative feedback, do you think in any way it will affect the relationship between us and the recipient?
Well, it may. So it depends on how you want to give the feedback to the other person. You have to find out the right opportunity, the timing, okay? And before the timing, you need to understand who you're dealing with. Understand what kind of personality this person has. Embrace the trust, right? Build the trust over there so that, hey, when I'm coming to you, you know that it is a safe environment, that I'm giving you the feedback for the purpose of improving your shortfall. And the way I give it to you is that, hey, I'm being honest to tell you. A close friend will only tell you something that is not so pleasant, right? Colleagues, sometimes they may not want to say it. So likewise, a close friend will tell you honestly that, hey, Myra, these are the areas that I don't think is right and whatever. So this is where I'm coming from, that you know that, hey, it is for your benefit, not for me.
So could you share with us a story whereby you had to deliver a negative feedback without, or maybe like letting them hurt less, you know?
Well, there was a staff that come into the office frequently late, right? And I monitored for a period of time, and I spoke to him one-to-one in a private setting. Yeah, and I started off by asking the person, say that, hey, mind if you share with me why do you come in late, right? Let me help you to understand why is it that you come in late. So I come towards this person in a pretext that I want to know what's the reason behind, not just to punish the person for being late. I want to understand first, right? And then I want to share with the person that, hey, I feel there is something that is not right, and it's also violating the company's policy, and it will affect the other colleagues. So this is where I want to share the person that, hey, this is how I feel and this is how the situation is. Not so much on the person itself. So I'm gearing towards the situation, the problem itself, the issue, rather than the person. Everybody is equal, right? But we want to deal with the issue rather than the person. So from then the person shared with me all the reasons behind, right? And this is where then we come up with a mutual agreement that, okay, these are things that may not be able to solve it. Then we can work around it. So in the end, the staff decided to come in earlier and have a shorter lunch break. And on occasions, he goes off later. So these are areas that, hey, make improvements for the issue and not to target the person. Yeah.
But were there any instances where the person you've delivered negative feedback to, they don't take it well? Like, how do they respond?
Usually why they don't take it well is because most people would straight away give the feedback directly. So like what I mentioned, you have to find the right time and find out who this person is in terms of the personality. If this person is very detailed person, then this is where you want to highlight to the person, ask the person for details, right? Get into the trust, build the relationship, right? And then this is where you want to share, hey, this is the situation, right? So help each of us to understand the situation and how can we solve the issue. More so of getting the person to collaborate with you to work out the solution, rather than you telling the person, hey, you should do this and this. So get the person involved in brainstorming and coming up with the solution together with you. And if both are agreeable, then that is the best scenario.
So in a step-by-step basis, could we recap on how we can deliver negative feedback?
First and foremost, you need to observe, need to gather the information. The facts need to be there, right? So you need to gather the facts over a period of time and monitor. And then this is where, secondly, you want to build the trust with the person. Thirdly will be to understand who the person is, what kind of personality is the person, right? And then later on, the next one is to do it face to face. I wouldn't suggest using text or over the phone. Yeah, do it face to face so that we can see the body language, see how the person responds, right? The facial expression, the body language. Then those are the clues to help you to understand how the person feels. And then this is where you can deliver the message, dealing with the issue, not the person.
Hi, thank you for tuning in to the final episode of Aventis Knows Season 2. I hope the second season has been insightful for you to scale greater heights in your career. We'd appreciate your feedback a lot, so if you could just leave them in the comment section below, it would be so much help to us. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you soon. Bye!